happy hour. Natty Tax happy hour. Dig.
Oh man, Merrill Barr. Look, Justin's going to join us shortly, but it's been one of those one of those days. One of those days where you let your wife go to voicemail because on the one line you're talking to the PayPal fraud department, and on the other line you have on hold a detective from the Austin Police Department. So that's where I'm at. How are you doing?
Do you wanna elaborate on any of that, or is that an
Nope.
ongoing situation? Right?
Like that's a. Also, tomorrow we give birth to a puppy, and by give birth to a puppy, I mean it will be a 5-hour labor in which for 2 hours will be spent driving up to where the puppy is, and then an hour of getting the puppy, and then 2 hours coming back, and then man, it's just a lot. It's man, this PayPal. I you know what? I will elaborate on the PayPal shit.
Okay.
Man, some
This is real, and this is connected to how they withheld 40K because you were selling pokey things.
yes, man, oh man, do they are they inconsistent and in particular about bladed in anythings? They sent us a list of 14 things with which PayPal must never be associated. One is a multi-tool that goes on your keychain. Another is a mystery box, which by definition, they can't know what's in it. But they assume that it's just a grab bag and there might be a knife in there. And it's like, all right, look, guys. And then we keep making all of the exact changes that they ask us to, and then they keep sending us the same form letter. So it's like ultimately we just kick them off of the Scam Stuff store altogether. I'm
curious, like I know $40,000 is a large amount of money, but percentage wise,
45. Also, goose your audio if you would.
Sure. How's that?
There you go, much better.
How big a percentage is PayPal in terms of the sales you make?
It's about half. Half.
Damn. Jeez.
Yeah.
All right.
A lot of people like to pay with PayPal money because, especially for discretionary purchases, where it's like, well, if I use a credit card, that's real money or what have you. But PayPal, I have some left over from my Etsy sale that one time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it's just. But wait, why are you? Where's the detective become involved, or is the detective a different thing? Is that related to the gas station thing?
Yeah, the detective is a totally different thing.
Okay, so you just happen to be on the phone with PayPal and the Austin
and
police
dealing with the
detective.
cartel, and then my wife calls and I have to send her to voicemail, and then I call her back 4 times and she doesn't answer, and then finally she answers and she's like, "Oh, that must have been a butt dial. Oh well."
Oh, I've been there.
Wait.
Okay, so I have 4 different topics we can discuss.
All right, what do you got?
Describe them in broad detail, and you can pick which one you want to do.
In
We can talk
daylight.
about a nerdy Hollywood thing.
Okay.
We can talk about a tech thing. We
Okay.
can talk about a food thing, or I can give you a new Netflix recommendation.
I'll take a Netflix recommendation for 400, Alex.
Okay. So there's a documentary series that premiered today. I think you are going to love, you and Justin for that matter, called Final Flight, Challenger, the Final Flight. It's a 4-part docuseries, and it's not just about the explosion. It's also about, it's basically the entire,
this.
yeah, it's basically
whole
the entire
program.
Yeah, it's basically the entire shuttle program through Challenger, and they do an episode on the explosion, which covers everything everybody knows, which is the O-rings failed and NASA knew, and they tried to hide, slip it under the rug. The part that they really hammer in those first 2 episodes, though, is how everyone kind of knows this, but doesn't know it in detail, that the shuttle program was everyone's thinking that this is going to be space made public. This is going to be the thing that takes everyone to space, and it's going to be like getting on an airplane. And then Challenger ruined that hope and dream for 40 years until
Well,
SpaceX showed up.
I would suggest that the inherent design of the shuttle ruined it. Like when your quote unquote reusable spacecraft requires a little thing called 3 disposable rockets to get it up into space, it's a little
Sure.
less reusable.
Sure. On a practical level, well, they go into that. On a practical level and a budget level, there was literally no way to make this a consumer product,
Yeah,
right? But in terms of the national viewpoint of what the shuttle represented,
sure.
right? It was going to be
No,
this is what's going to.
I remember watching Hail Columbia back in the day when I was a kid, and seeing, that thing take off at the Omnimax Theater and watching one of the engineers literally wipe a tear away. And it's like, it really did feel like the heralding of a new era. And I haven't felt that again until the current SpaceX era.
Here's something I've been wondering. I'm not a big I want to go to space guy, beyond the novelty of it, is there any reason we need to be in space on a public transit level?
Um, I don't know. Is it necessary to put all of your scripts on one hard drive or more than one hard drives? Is there any need to back it up on literally even the smallest thumb drive?
No, I guess there isn't.
I mean, dude, that's what I'm all about. Is we need out of this petri dish. We're one asteroid smash away. We're one hard drive crash. We're one Microsoft
No, I
OS
agree.
update away from.
If you're making the argument
irrelevant.
of saving civilization, then absolutely we should be venturing out and finding other planets we can live on. I mean, but the way everyone talks about it is it's more talked about on a, I'd be able to ride in a shuttle so I can get from here to Japan faster. And it's like, okay, uh, could you really though? And how much is that really going to cost? Like,
Oh, no, 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 no. It's like once you get to full reusability, like all of a sudden, think about. I'd be surprised. I don't know. I'd be interested to see the breakdown of the actual environmental impacts and the actual fuel impacts. But 15 minutes from New York to Japan has to, I feel like, especially if with a fuel, a relatively clean burning fuel like methane, has to be environmentally better and the type of cargo, depending on the type of cargo you're moving, more cost effective than, even the fastest commercial jetliner or whatever.
sure. So okay, so then that's a fair argument. That's a fair argument. But yeah, I recommend for you the docu series. I mean, it's a little those last
It's called what again?
Challenger: The Final Flight.
Okay.
The back 2 episodes are just be prepared for like the back 2 episodes being the History Channel, version of a Netflix doc, but the first 2 are really like covering some new ground. So remaining on the list: food thing, tech thing, nerdy Hollywood thing.
Let's go nerdy Hollywood thing.
Tatiana Maslany of Orphan Black has been cast as She-Hulk.
Oh my God, that's great. She is fantastic. I did not finish Orphan Black, but it does not take very many episodes to understand that is an actor who knows what she is doing. That is fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all in for that.
So, question, do you think on She-Hulk they're going to play up the self-aware aspect the way they did in the comic books? Do you think they're going to give that wink?
Is it so? I'm not familiar with the She-Hulk run. Is it like Deadpool where she's like aware she's in a comic?
Times 12. Like at one point, she's last frame on a 2-page spread. She's like, well, we got to get there as fast as possible. And then she tears open the comic book and you open up the next page and it's that 2-page spread of all the bulk comic warehouse stuff. And you watch her march across an advertisement, tear open the other side of the advertisement, and then show up at the important place.
So my bet would be yes, because they don't have Deadpool in the MCU yet. I know that's the thing they're working
Oh,
on,
but
but
this
if
is their
this
back
can,
door to get the
this is
same
going to be their
sensibility. Yeah.
right, right. Because also She-Hulk won't be R-rated, so
Yeah.
this is their way to do that in the MCU without it, them also needing to get around the fact that how do you bring Deadpool into the MCU?
Yeah.
Um,
She-Hulk was also kind of a wild character in the original Marvel run because she at first was played as the savage She-Hulk, like, I'm the Hulk, but a girl. And then that run ended and she came back as the sensational She-Hulk and was amazing.
I mean, I am very interested to see how they do this. I'm actually very interested to see how they do this on a production level because She-Hulk is not she's still big, right? She's not hulked out, but she's not a normal sized human being that's just green.
I mean, here's what she is. She is every dude with an Amazon fetish's wet dream.
Right.
Buxom, green, and huge. She's the living embodiment of the William S. Burroughs Martian.
Right.
That inspired a whole bunch of weirdos.
So
And I say that
I'm
with
gonna
all
be
affection and love, as somebody who was may still have sexual confusion for having read that series in my teenage years.
so I what I'm gonna be curious about is how they handle this on a production level because on a film, you can have Mark Ruffalo show up for a week or two, get in a mocap suit to do a couple Hulk scenes, and then get out of the mocap suit. On a TV show where she's got to be doing months of this, and she's just that character, and she's the part. It's unlike Hulk, which is not Hulk isn't on screen every scene all the time, so thus Ruffalo can have a break. In this case, that's not the case. So I'm very curious to know how they're planning to handle this on a TV schedule because that's a lot to ask for an actor to be in that suit all the time like that.
Yeah, good question. Hold on, I got somebody texting me right now. Let me tell him I'm on air right now. On air. The yeah, I think there was a brief bit where she was sometimes not She-Hulk, but but then they just like, nope, she's just always She-Hulk. But I mean, she's this perfect archetype of this larger than life character who's beautiful, tough, strong, sexy, also is a lawyer, and gets it. I think it's a blood transfusion. Like she donates
Yeah,
some
she gets a
blood.
blood
Yeah.
transfusion from Bruce that turns her into Hulk, which is also I'm curious to know. I assume they're gonna do that, which means I would wonder if they're gonna get Ruffalo for the pilot or not.
Oh, I think
Uh,
I would think so. I would think so. Um, I think she might just be. And look, I don't want to dig up a fight. I don't want to say anything that's going to upset somebody who has no public opinion about this thing. Hang on one second, Justin. I'm going to see if I can, for the first time. Let me see. I'm going to add an input. It's going to be an NDI desktop capture. I'm going to try active speaker and see if that works. Nope. The active speaker is Justin. All right. Bad news, Meryl. You're
I'm
your
still
voice on the radio.
All right, let me sign
I'll get it
this
one of these days, man.
thing. So wait,
We're talking about She-Hulk. I think she could be a joyful, fun, and funny version of Captain Marvel. Somebody who represents power without the anger, and somebody who, the detached irony and the self-awareness, the postmodernism of a Deadpool, all wrapped up in a gorgeous package that will appeal to people of my demographic.
Yeah, that's where I went, because that's the idea with She-Hulk is at least the most popular version that has like made her a target for adaptation is that she breaks the fourth wall. So it's like, yeah, procedural Lady Marvel Deadpool because she's a lawyer, right?
Yep.
It's like, sure, yeah, that sounds ripe to me.
Yep.
How's my audio,
okay.
by the way, Brian?
It's good. You're a little bit tinny. Here's an idea. Try hanging up, Meryl, and then I'll try to add you to the call. Maybe that's the secret sauce.
Let me bring. Oh, then let me bring Skype back up because I closed it.
Oh,
Hold on.
okay. No. That's great. Then let me see if it'll do that. Welcome to Tekken on the Air.
Wait, do you want me to call back in or no?
No, I'll see if I can
All right,
call you.
I'll leave it off. Well, no, I have Skype closed. I have to
Oh,
literally.
then
Hang on.
open Skype. Yeah.
I closed it thinking I was coming back. Oh, I did see someone in the chat comment on my buzzed hair. I didn't mean to buzz it this short. I fucked up.
And now
yeah.
now you're buxom and green.
That's you calling on my phone.
Yep.
Hang on.
Oh.
I'm hanging up on that because it's coming in on my phone. I'm bringing Skype back on. All right, try again.
All right, here we go. We got this. Dun 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 dun.
Join. I'm trying to join the call. Hang on. It's looking for my webcam. Come on.
So how did you end up? Ooh, this might work. We might have a thing.
This looks like it's how it's supposed to look.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. You were talking about your short hair.
Yeah. So it is very short right now, shorter than I normally cut it. Normally, I right when the pandemic started, I got like the last wall clippers, WAHL, that
Yep.
they use in barbershops. I got like the last set in from this random seller on Amazon that had like one more pair in a warehouse in Seattle. Yay!
Are you getting his audio twice?
Hang on.
Yeah. You got to
That's
mute
me.
your.
Hang on, I forgot.
Yeah.
There, I fixed it.
Right. Cool. Yep.
Look
so
at that. We did it. We did it.
We did it. So I'm proud of you, Brian.
Thank you.
So I got it, and then I've been using the number 4 cut, which is like my go-to length whenever I'm in a barbershop and they have to use clippers on something, which usually I prefer scissors.
Wait, that is not a number 4 cut.
No, it's not. Well, it is the number 4, but on the clippers, there's a little lever.
Yeah, your lever was too far.
Was set forward instead of back, and I didn't realize.
So that'll take a full size off of it.
Yeah. So what is supposed to be a number 4, I think, became a number 3.
Yeah,
doesn't look bad.
So
I think
it doesn't look bad, but
No.
I don't like it this short because when especially when it's wet, the hairs clump together and it starts to look like implants in my head.
You do look like a credible hitman right now. Like it should be you and actually maybe me with my long hair, where I'm just like. I don't know, boss. Should we? And then you just sort of crack your neck on each side.
No. You guys both look like you're Eastern European, like mob affiliated, but you're in like the front of the restaurant where the protagonist has to come in and like he's talking to you, but like Meryl's pretending to not know English, and Brian is speaking like broken English, and then. Like in like the big climactic moment, Meryl's like reveals that he does know English, and he's like, "No, he's fine. Go ahead."
Yeah.
And like that's what you two look like. But you very much look like a pair.
Yeah. Brian actually reminds me of, I got a friend who's from Chicago who lived in LA for a while. Very nice producer named Mick Betancourt. He's got that same wavy hair, and so it's like, and Mick comes from like the this rough part of Chicago. And it's just like, you remind me of like that guy. So it's like, you come have any rough parts, Brian. Rough parts of California.
Yeah.
All right. So back to the list. There's 2 other things. I'm actually going to lead off with the food thing because Justin's coming off the tech show. So I think he might have more to say on the tech thing. Yeah. But I think you both have something to say. Break down this new spicy nug situation for me. This has been popping up all over Twitter. I have no idea what's going on. Did McDonald's launch new nugs or something?
I saw that. I went to McDonald's today and I saw they were doing spicy nugs, and I was like, "What are you doing? You're a toddler. You don't get to fly. Get off!
Yeah.
Get off that I-beam up in the sky. Go back to Mayor
So Justin,
McCheese.
you didn't know about this either.
And I did not.
Weird.
Know
I saw
about it
I saw
at
no
all.
marketing on it, but then I saw everyone on my Twitter feed talking about spicy nugs.
Okay, so the nuggets are breaded with a tempura coating of cayenne and chili peppers. So that's my first thing.
I mean, their
is like,
first mistake is they should have called them boneless wings.
yeah. Uh, yeah. I would say that the breading on a McDonald's nugget is pretty superb. Like they do
Yeah.
have a very crunchy shell. If they
Apex of
could
the
get
art
the
form.
spice right on that, I think it would be pretty good. The problem with the McDonald's nugget is that it doesn't have a lot of the craggy surface area of a Wendy's or Burger King nugget for
Yeah.
sauce. So you really you're like biting in. I would almost even take one clean bite of a McDonald's nugget and then dip it in so the sauce is kind of getting into the meat of the chicken.
Man, I for me, it's not even a sauce issue. It's just like it's a mouthfeel texture issue. Like just the infantile nature of the flat nugs at McD's.
Well, what's weird to me
Whether
is
there's sauce or not, because I don't do sauce on any of that.
well, I find it weird.
You
they're
don't dip
applying
nuggets
this-
in sauce?
I mean, ketchup?
Really?
No, I mean I might no.
You do that dry. I can't do that dry.
Now keep in mind I'm not sauce averse, as anyone who has seen me drink soy sauce straight will testify
Sure,
to.
yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh no, he drinks soy sauce straight. So
Yeah.
wait, hold on. But if you could have soy sauce with nugs, would you do that if they offered it? If it was like
Yeah, if there was an easy way, if they had like a special soy dip or something, yeah,
Sure,
I'd be down for that.
But that's what.
so
but that's
really
what
so
I'm
really
curious-
it is the sauces that are offered
Yeah,
that
no,
you are
they're all
rejecting
too
against.
sweet, they're all too creamy, they're all too ketchupy.
Have you
They're all too
question,
ketchupy.
question. Have you ever gone buffalo sauce, which is now standard at all McDonald's for nuggets?
I have not, and I don't
'Cause
think
that's-
I will.
Because that's my move. Is I've always been a barbecue man myself, but in the rare chance that I do get nuggets, which is usually on a road trip or something like that, I'll go double sauce, one barbecue, one buffalo, and I'll tell you what, the buffalo is pretty good. I mean, it's kind of hard to fuck up buffalo sauce, and they certainly didn't.
Yeah, I
think-
don't know. I could be talked into it, but I think that violates my my saucy nugs covenant. And now that it's a political issue, I feel like I can't
You want to know
give
what's
up on
funny
it.
is like so when I was interviewing Andrew for the PX3 show, I was like, I mean, look, dude, I'm with you on the characterization, but also it's like there's a Chili's at O'Hare International Airport, for which I would always go to because it was in the terminal that would connect to regional flights from the larger birds that would go back and forth to San Francisco. And if I'm at a Chili's, at an airport Chili's, I'm gonna probably go boneless wings with a side salad, and I'm gonna eat them with a fork and knife because I don't want, sauce on my fingers for the rest of another flight. And he's like, "You want to know what? I hear where you're coming from, but I can't do it now because it's a political issue, and I would be a fraud."
He's already learned that political language of
He has.
I hear where you're coming from, and if I were in your position, I might have done the same thing. But here's how we could get beyond that. What if that was never even on the table? Because what you're really describing is a frustration that wings weren't available. I think wings should be available. Then you would never, ever have to compromise the way you just described, my friend.
Yeah, no, he understood. Like he is the politician who understands he has a liability, and now he can never be seen eating.
Andrew's
a
going
boneless wing.
places, man. He'll be
Yeah.
running on the Dem socialist ticket in 10 years for sure.
I believe so. Yeah.
The damn wings. Well,
Okay.
All right. What's the last one?
All right. So this is the big thing. I was actually hoping this would go last, so I'm glad it did. Of course, let me start with a question. How often do you guys update your iPhone screen, if ever? Like when you move
The
icons
lock
around,
screen?
reorganize. Yeah, no,
Or
the main
or
screen.
the background.
No, like the
actual
the screen,
layout
the actual order of
or
the
home
icons.
screen.
Yeah,
The actual
Oh.
layout of your icons.
Do you ever fuck with that? Do you ever organize it? Have you ever done anything with it?
Once every 3 years.
Okay, so
Tops. Tops.
I have. It happens when there's no Wi-Fi and none of the movies that I tried to download from Netflix or my or Apple loaded on my iPhone, and I have that like interminable hour and a half left on a flight where I have like nothing to do and nothing is going on and there's no options. My laptop is dead. And so like things I will do at that point, review my photos and try to edit my photos to look better or organize my home screen and
Dude,
delete
yeah,
apps.
so
I have some of my primary apps, like my password manager, I know is on the fourth screen over, third row down, two to the right. And
Okay.
and I cannot be, it's one of the things I use the most, but when I need it, I don't expect it to be on the homepage. I just open it up and then dip, beep, beep, boop, 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 beep, 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 there you are.
So this
Yeah.
ties into what I want to get into, because so iOS 14, they've added a feature where you can now change sizes of subfolders and put on new kinds of icons and all that stuff. And the thing is, I saw that the day after for the second time this year, because pandemic world, I reorganized my homepage because I have an obsession with needing everything to be on one screen. I don't care if there are subfolders, but everything's got to be in the. I don't want to swipe, right? I don't want to swipe. It's all got to be on that. I load, all the icons are there.
Oh my God.
So-
See, I'm the reverse. It's like I don't want to play a round of golf where I have to hit the right spot in order to get closer and closer, get a hole in one, a hole in one, a hole in one, and oh, there's finally my app. It's like I just want to be like, not there, not there, not there. There it is.
Right. Well, so the thing is, you build a certain level of muscle memory when you have your iPhone organized a certain way. You go, okay, I know that this is this click, this click, this click, right? Like you were describing. When you reorganize your iPhone screen, suddenly that muscle memory evaporates. But it takes you days to, if not weeks, sometimes to reacclimate your brain to what the new organization is. And what sucks is on this second round, I had a goal, which was not only did I want all the icons on one screen, but I wanted every subfolder to not be more than one, display worthy item. So it's like no swiping in the subfolders either. It's like either I can see it all up front or stuff had to get deleted. And wow, was it a pain in the ass to really do the math of like, do I really need the USA app? Do I really need it? Do I really need
Now, I am a pretty big fan of just the down swipe and start typing like it's a butler. I'm like,
the search?
Yeah. It's like I just
I use
down
that
swipe
all the time.
And I'm like,
yeah.
BOFA
Really?
for bring me
yeah.
Bank of America. And it's like, okay,
Yeah.
there it is. I have no idea where it is on my phone, but I know that if I swipe down and type BOFA, it shows up.
I have
Yeah,
to do that
and
when
there's even some that don't, for whatever reason, SoundCloud will not be searched for. I know it's in my social media thing, but SoundCloud I cannot search for it. But in general, that's all I use. I all this stuff is haphazardly placed in the basement somewhere, but luckily I have my genie that surfaces everything I need at a moment's notice.
do you have any like primary apps that you keep front and center? Like they're not in subfolders, they're not buried. I've got a couple of those.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Topmost left-hand corner is messages.
Yeah, me too.
Currently 782 unread.
Really, you keep that top left. You don't put that at the bottom. I keep
Oh.
I keep phone, messenger, email, and calendar at the bottom row.
No, mine is phone, Gmail, Chrome, and the fitness app that I don't use anymore.
Yeah, mine is phone, Safari, mail, and calendar.
Now I do.
Interesting.
Here's a weird one. I keep Periscope not in a subfolder, front and center on the front screen, just in case of like UFOs or police brutality or an
You're also a
explosion or
big
whatever.
sort of you're also a big internet personality, so that makes sense because you might actually use that, whereas I would never use the Periscope thing ever.
Well, mainly because like if something truly important happened, I might be in a position where my phone would be confiscated or whatever. In which case, I want the moment I hit go to a second copy of it be out there in the wild.
Yeah.
Also,
Mine is-
embarrassingly enough, front page, not in a folder, Zillow. Because if I'm in a neighborhood, I'm like, that's a nice house. I just want to be able to go bloop. 1.6 million.
My top left is actually the clock, because it was a few years ago I learned that if you have the clock icon not in a subfolder, it's got a second
It shows the
hand
real
on it.
time, yeah.
Yeah, it shows the second hand. So I was
That's
like,
unfortunately, I use Google Calendar. So, but on the second page, I swipe over to the right. For the life of me, I don't understand the wisdom of Google Calendar not taking a cue from Apple, because Apple, the calendar icon, always tells you the actual day and date.
Can they? Can they? Or is that an Apple only?
Maybe, yeah, maybe that's something they just can't do.
you don't have your Gmail just linked into your iCloud calendar? Because I just have that linked in.
No,
So
I
that
do.
way-
But when I wake up bleary-eyed and I want to know what day is today, I open up my phone and then I swipe over to the right.
What day is today?
'cause-
Where is Brian's phone? When will he reach for it? How does he use his hands to grip it?
This is Mick iPhone.
Now,
The,
here's an app that might be going soon. The podcast app is the second one to the clock. So it's like clock podcast app, right?
Castro.
But the new
Go with
update, they
Castro. It's
update.
worth it. It's worth it to pay for it.
Is it-
Castro.
okay, because the new change, they just rolled out another round of changes on the Apple Podcast app, and it might be the worst round of changes they've ever done. They have systematically continued to make
care
it work.
about podcasting.
I
If
know
they
they
cared
don't
about
care.
podcasting, they'd put
I
it
know.
in music, because music actually makes some money.
I know they don't care, but I don't understand. Like, if they don't care, why do they continue to fingle with it? It's like pick a lane and just let it be. Just leave it alone. If you don't care about it, just leave it alone.
Because people get paid to fingle with it. And if they don't have new fingle notes,
I like
then-
how you almost started singing again, but then you're just like, no, I'm just going to say this.
Because Bumbler get their fingles in there, and
I
that's
made
what
up a word, by
happens.
the way. Yeah, I made up. I was like I was trying to look for tinker in my head.
No, I
and
like
I didn't
fingle.
find it.
Fingle's good. I feel like people like fingling is great. I'm gonna use fingling. There are some words that my friends have like made up or mispronounced that I will use. Like a buddy of mine years and years ago was in a fight with his girlfriend and said, like, that's it, you're fanato. And fanato is not a word, but I will say unironically and totally disconnected from him or any conversation, I will just say, like, on PX3, it's like, oh, this COVID deal, fanato, it's over. Like, and I know that it opens me up to seeming like an idiot, but I don't care. I just want to get fanato
Don't you
off the
love
ground.
it when you just
I'm
make
now
up words?
Fingle's into it. Like, I'm into Fingle. These Finglers.
I just love it when you make up words sometimes. Just and do it. My
Oh,
favorite is when you do
yeah.
it sober. When you sober make up words, that's the best.
Well, that's when the ones that stay. The ones that
Yeah.
stay are the ones that when you're sober. I mean, you say all sorts of crap when you're drunk, but like you know that it's for real if you're talking about fingling.
When you're fingling and you're sober, it's
Now-
for real.
Now here's a question: am I a bad person for
Yes.
having Amazon as one of the prime? So there's only 2 rows of non-subfoldered apps, and Amazon is one of them. Should I? Does that make
how
me
do
a bad
I?
person?
No, Amazon is.
Why
in that-
would you feel bad?
Because I feel like basic. I think the word I'm looking for is basic. Am I basic for having Amazon on, like,
Man,
you
is
know?
it-
a
where the hell
section-
else do you order?
the shopping app or
yeah,
Prime?
the shopping app. No, the shopping app. Prime is in the streaming folder with Netflix and stuff.
See, this
but,
is all swipe down and type. This is all have my concierge find this for me.
Yeah, I don't know where I have Amazon, but that's Amazon I'm searching for, Dropbox I'm searching for, Reddit, the fantasy app, the activity app, the smart scale that I have. Like, these are all things that I use all the time, and I am finding as like my auto populated on my search.
That everyone so shut up. It's not that I think Amazon it shouldn't be on my phone. It should be on my phone. The question is, should it be one of the featured spotlight front and center apps? I don't know.
I'm on board with it mostly because I think, like, if you are trying to be a more active person, you should also be the person that when you notice there's 2 rolls of toilet paper left, you're ordering it off your phone immediately and not thinking, I got to remember to do it. The more you give yourself the tools to do it beyond political motivation or am I a basic bitch or whatever, like, that is actually good for you and your life if you are taking action on things immediately.
Now, I had, speaking of which, totally unrelated. I had one of those not today Satan moments minutes before we went live. It was like, I got to go to the bathroom. In the bathroom, pants down, about to start business. You glance over, empty toilet roll. Not over there, not over there, not over there. And it's like, ha, not today, Satan.
Wow.
And then I went and grabbed and found another roll of toilet paper. It was the best.
I had the most embarrassing toilet roll moment of recent memory about a week ago, actually. So I live alone, right, in a studio apartment. And while I always am stocked on toilet paper, I do sometimes pull the lazy card when I run empty, and I reach over and I grab the next roll and I do the business, but then leave before putting it onto the thing.
All right.
And just let it sit on top.
I do not understand that. I do not understand. It's like you have nothing but captured time at that.
I know.
Like you have time to arrange your apps on your home screen of your phone, but you don't have time to put this. It's on the roll. My daughter folds over the triangle like she's at I can always tell when she's used the restroom because she never leaves the restroom without the triangle fold.
I will know I have graduated into middle age when I finally am committed to doing the proper toilet roll.
Don't assume
placement.
that happens by accident, Meryl. Don't assume that just that a switch flips. You are building. You at middle age is you now with creakier knees. Spoiler alert. Like, there is now you can make the you better now, and that you can then become middle aged and have creakier knees. But like, you either become that guy who makes it a point to put it on the thing, or congratulations, you're gonna die. You're gonna be in hospice forgetting to fucking do it.
Yeah. So here's where the universe, I think, was handing me a dude, it's time to grow up. Right. Here's the moment.
Yeah.
So I didn't do it, and then and then this happened. I've gone through whole rolls where I haven't swapped it out and left the bad, like the empty one on. I know. Hold on. So sometimes I grab it and then put it not back on top of the empty roll, but on top of the toilet tank, right? And so the other day I went and was like, I did my business. It was a number one, did my business, and then went to go take a shower. And I put my clothes. I threw my clothes onto the top of the toilet.
I hope that
tank
thing got so wet. I hope you got instant karma so bad.
So
that kind of chaotic neutral behavior, unacceptable.
Do the shower. Get out of the shower. Go to grab the clothes that are on top of the tank, and then the roll that was underneath them that I forgot about falls directly into the toilet.
Goddamn right.
I forgot to flush before going into the shower.
Double karma. Double karma.
And Meryl, from now on, I will make sure to change that toilet roll.
You
going
are
forward.
Vile. You're a vile person, and you deserve everything that you got. You didn't flush?
You know what? On a number one, on a number one.
Point of order. What the fuck?
On a number one, sometimes, because I'm also in my brain like this is environmentally conscious to not flush on
Oh
a
my
number
God.
one. Right?
Oh
You
no.
are-
Okay.
you are-
All right.
You are
All
everything that's
right.
wrong with LA.
This
You
is-
are
oh,
everything that's
fuck.
wrong with LA.
This
This is
justification.
why LA
Only
is
in
a
my
pile
only
of
in the
fuck is
home.
garbage.
this?
Only in the home. Only in the home. Never out in public. If I'm in a public.
Why? Because you can't afford an air freshener and you just want to have it smell like something at least?
I will say this is a new behavior that I'm trying to break. And I'm probably going to start breaking it after, what occurred. So
Okay, number one, eliminate that probably from your vocabulary. All right,
Okay.
like you are breaking that behavior because I don't need weasel words
Yeah.
when it comes to something as disgusting as that. I
used
like
to.
you, Meryl. We are friends. I don't think I can be a friend who is not eliminating disgusting behavior like that from their lifestyle.
Okay. So fair enough. I will be changing that behavior.
Environmentally conscious. That's how you rationalize
I mean-
medieval behavior. Literal medieval behavior.
20 years ago, I justified saving the $1.97 to get a plunger by using a shit pipe. But that was 20 years ago. That was 20 years ago behavior.
Yeah. So I learned my lesson, and that was by the way, in the middle of a pandemic, this was the role that fell in, brand new role, was brand new. Like I lost a whole role in the middle of
You
I don't-
do not get to be the victim in this
No,
scenario
no,
at
no,
all.
yeah.
At all. You are the
No.
villain.
You are the disgusting a development executive who's been running off all the heroic poor people that then at the end gets his own toxic waste dumped on him. Like that's who you are. You are the bad guy who got their just desserts.
You are that moment that the Green Goblin gets that unexpected close up as his own glider fires towards him. He goes,
Yes.
"Oh!"
By the way, in that scene, it cuts him in the dick, right?
Yeah, it cuts him in the gut, cuts him in half.
Yeah.
But like right at the V.
Yeah, give or take.
I mean, it's Raimi, so like, I wouldn't doubt it. If it were anybody else, I'd be like, no, it's definitely there. But it's Raimi, so he's like, no, closer to the dick. Make it go closer to the dick. I don't want it in the belly button. Closer to the dick.
Is that what Sam Raimi sounds like?
He does. He has kind of a higher pitched voice.
I gotta say, you guys are on fire this week. Between this is a good happy hour, and then the Tuesday episode. Oh my God! Like
got some comments that people seem to dig.
People
Tuesday
like
night's
'em.
episode.
People like them. No, that was funny. I always love the improv episodes. I'm always a big fan whenever we can do some of the characters.
We were talking about it afterwards. How whenever there's a guest, we're at least to some degree on good behavior. But man, when it's just us three running around in circles, ain't no reason to not go as crazy as possible.
No, it was definitely a good time. Meryl, what are you up to now? What's the latest with you?
So Warrior Nun ended in June.
Yeah.
And then spent the summer trying to, because when you come out of a TV show, you have to rebalance your life because your life for 5 to 6 months becomes focused on your schedule around the TV show.
Exactly.
So it's
and
coming out of
everybody
that.
else's schedule. It's this forced marching in lockstep that has to happen.
But now normally, while I'm on unemployment, I would have been like, taking more bike riding, coffee shop, going on more drives. But we're in the middle of a pandemic, so none of that.
I would like to point out that of all the things you just said, none of those were looking for a new job.
No. So I was getting there. So
unemployment.
I'm always looking for work, but the looking for work is not a sectioning out of like this hour block where I'm going to go fill out resumes. It's like it's on the constant search and hitting up contacts and but also it took away the one thing I normally do when I'm also unemployed, which is network. and I'm very good at networking. A lot of coffees, a lot of let's meet up. That's all taken away right now. So I have to
Yeah.
rely on any contacts I have, and plus a lot of shows are not up. And almost in the other world I come out of, which is writing things on the internet, that world is dried up as well, because those budgets are gone. Justin knows about this a lot.
Mhm, mhm.
So it's just trying to figure that out. And everything was fine when we were all getting the extra, the CARES Act federal extensions on the unemployment, but now that that's gone and I have like no money to survive on, it's just getting by. There might, I'll find out next week if there's a show. There's a show that got renewed that I might have a shot at, but I won't know until next week if I got it or not. It's just, this is Hollywood. It's just you gotta learn to roll with it. But outside of that, right, working on a couple script ideas. Just finished an outline on one, put another one up on the board. Um, just trying to better myself, do more meditation, looking around the apartment, seeing how can I pick this place up a little more, trying to, always trying to home up the apartment on a budget where I can. So that's,
I
that.
think there's a lot that can come out of times like this. Like
Mhm.
there's a lot of I think we sometimes get very very panicked about like, oh well, this moment that I'm in right now, the actions that I do will define everything. When really it's
Mhm.
like, no, you want to stack wins on wins on wins on wins, and the first win can always be very small. It can
Yeah.
always be like, that was like one of the things that weirdly enough just totally changed my like daily discipline was making my bed every morning. Like, and it's
I gotta
as
get
it's
in on
as
that.
dumb, it's as dumb as that. And you feel sometimes like an idiot when all you do is like, make your bed in the morning. You feel like an idiot at night. You feel like a king who's like coming to a
Right. This is
hotel.
what I've heard.
Like,
This is what I've heard.
yeah.
It's like a reward for your later self. But also you share a bed. So does that ever are you always the one making it?
No, our situation now is not in that, mostly because I'm also out of the bed while my wife is still in it. So like that is weird now. But back when Ashley was going to work, I would not only make the bed, I would put the bed up because it's a Murphy bed. So
Mm.
I would have the benefit of like a full living room as
Okay.
opposed to where it is now.
New question. Because I live in a
Yeah.
studio apartment, and when I moved
Hmm.
in, I definitely considered, do I want to go Murphy bed or bed in a box? Do I want to go not, something that can be hidden away because it saves the space, or futon? I thought about it, and ultimately I decided to go with normal bed, and the apartment kind of works out where what I'm in now, this it's broken down to thirds. The
Yeah.
back third on that wall is the dining room. In between
Yeah.
the dining room where I am now is a couch and a TV, so that's the living room. And
Yeah.
then where I am now is a desk and a bed, so I consider this the bedroom section. But there's no walls in between it.
All right.
Um,
As long as we're broaching this subject, I don't want to
Oh,
say.
it's a bunch of bros broaching.
I,
Yo, you want to broach it? I think
I,
there's something there. Anyway, go on.
I
you
don't
want
want
to
to.
fingle it?
I don't want to. I don't want to call this an intervention or nothing, but just you to me. How in love are you with that deteriorating, desiccated fabric that you're leaning back on right now?
Oh, my chair?
Yeah.
It's because I'm broke.
I
Like I hate it. I hate it, but I can't afford to get a new one.
Okay. All right. So
There's nothing I would love more than getting a new desk chair because
okay.
this thing is so broken that
Because
sometimes it lowers itself.
like I think I have some Amazon points just sitting around or something. Like
Brian, if you want to buy me a new desk chair, I will not stop you.
okay, but I have to know that I'm not going to hear complaints over like, well, this isn't as comfy as the.
I mean,
I don't think there is anything that would be unless it's a hard chair and not a a
I
cushion
do.
chair.
I send you a 3-legged stool.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
look, I'm seeing
I
these some
remember on
bitches.
the-
I'm seeing these some bitches as cheap as like $40. Now it's not these. It's not one. It's not going to be as comfy as the one you have, but you're going to like looking at it. So what would you rather have? A new chair that doesn't look like it is slowly decaying, or your decaying chair
I
that's
see.
comfier than another chair.
I see you just busted us. We're engaging in charity.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, well, look, here's the reality. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, this is the chair I bought when I moved in, and that was almost 70 years ago now. So it's the reality is any new chair I would actually maybe make cheap, because the hope is I'm on the back half of being in this apartment. When I moved in, this was supposed to be a 2-year apartment, and then I learned how expensive LA is.
Yeah.
So that what was supposed to be a 2-year plan has grown to almost a 7-year plan. It was actually 2 years ago that I started actually making a home out of the
By the way,
apartment.
you sound like every drug dealer I met in college.
Fair. Like if you see behind me, there's like a splatter pan in the kitchen, some stuff hanging on the wall. So the kitchen is full of utensils and pots and pans that now hang on the wall as a simple and cheap and easy way to decorate the kitchen without actually spending money. And then
Sure.
and
Well, here,
start-
hold on. I think that there's a larger kind of point here, and that is much in the same way that making sure you put your toilet roll on immediately, making sure that you make your bed. There's an active lifestyle for which spending a little bit of money now, if you look at that and you're like, oh my God, I don't feel good when I look at that chair. Like, and if that's supposed to be the place where I work, and you work in a cerebral space, right? You work in a mentally driven profession. If you're always starting off 5 steps behind because you're like, oh, this fucking chair. It reminds me of the fact that I'm fucking broke and I would love to get a new chair, blah, 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 then you're already damaging the main way that you make money. So if you got a $40 chair that at the very least was neutral, and even if every time you sat in it, you're like, fuck, my old chair was more comfy, then guess what's going to happen the next time you get a gig and you get a little money coming in? You're going to buy that $200 chair.
There's a couple items, because I did it on Warrior Nun as well. There's a couple items where it's like, when I get a job, I will buy X, right? And so like on Warrior Nun, I got a job, and the first thing I did was buy some shelving that's now over here that you can't see. So I could I'm a huge shelf fan. I don't love bookshelves, right? Or cabinets, but the shelves that hang off the wall, love that stuff. Because I find that it's like, I love practicality in my design. So the more that I can practically utilize things that aren't just hanging for the sake of hanging, I always prefer.
All right, here's what I propose.
All right.
One of these happy hours, we open up a phone line, and for $5 a pop, you write a Hollywood pitch. Like, somebody calls in and they have an idea, and you have to polish that turd and make it into something that could be pitchable. And you get $5 for each of those, and then by the end of the hour, you get a chair.
You get a chair.
All right.
How's that? Are you there? All right.
I'm there.
Next Thursday.
Next Thursday, we're everybody get your crazy ideas.
Get your $5 ready. We're gonna collect it in a PayPal, and then we're gonna give it to Merrill. It is the charity stream next Thursday. It's gonna start.
Do we want to make this? Wait, do we want to make this
without me.
night attack? Do we want to make this happy hour? Or do we want to make this night attack proper?
Happy hour? What the fuck are you doing? This is not a production meeting.
No, it's not. We're doing it because it's a Thursday thing. Merrill, you're now a regular fixture on the Thursday happy hour. We're going to own this space so people know that it's the Merrill space. The charity stream, 1 hour. We're going to see exactly how much money you can make toward your brand new chair.
Yeah, by the way, start polishing up the man with the golden butt. That's going to be the first one you're going to have.
Yeah, you're going to give it to the guy who sucks at improv. So I'm going to make like $2. I'm going to make negative.
No. We don't want you to improv. We want you to do what you do for a living.
Yeah.
Think of Hollywood ideas
polish
and think
them
of what'll
butts.
sell.
Yeah. Hey, it's Puppy Eve. Tomorrow we go.
Damn.
We have 5 hours of labor.
Do we have a middle name?
Boy, Bonnie does not
Federal
like
Agent Bryce Doug Neshcom Castillo.
Brushwood. No,
Brushwood.
She's not a fan, but until I hear otherwise, it's joyful Federal Agent Bryce Doug Neshcom Castillo Brushwood.
That's funny.
Oh
Jesus. Are you gonna bring the puppy onto the stream tomorrow?
That's the idea. Actually, we're gonna leave early enough that we can swoop right in at 4:00 tomorrow and introduce the pup to you guys before the kids.
Uh-oh.
Take
Get
that,
online,
kids. Oh, eat that balls.
Sorry, internet exclusive.
Exclusive.
Happy hour.
See ya.
Night attacks happy hour.
This show is phenomenal.
Fanato. F-A-N-A-T-O. It's
Night attacks happy hour.
incorrect.
Dig.
Split.